Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, it is not going to be a makeup tutorial I'm doing. I am going to be doing a talk through video so you guys actually do get to see a little bit of my personality come out and everything, not just me doing a voiceover. But I did film this look. I used a darker lip. I actually used, I can't find it. Oh, it's right in front of me. I used the Jeffree Star Liquid Lipstick Dominatrix to finish this very grungy look, but I switched it out actually for, this is a very shocking thing, but I got my hands on the Kylie Jenner Lip Kit in Candy. It's the only one I got because I wanted to make sure I tested it in, because everyone kept saying it had the smell. So maybe I'll do a quick little review of it later. This video is solely focused on the fact that any YouTuber who specializes in their channel doing beauty product, doing beauty, or any makeup artist or anything like that, all these people, hairstylists, anyone who recommends products to you to buy. Yes, it's always nice to hear products to recommend and everything else. And there's a lot thrown at you and with different trends and everything else going on. But no one has, I noticed this, no one has solely talked about on YouTube what happens when you go into that Sephora, MAC, Benefit, Bare Minerals, any of those stores where it's actually specialized in beauty. Drugstore, it's a whole nother thing. Maybe that'll be another video. But it's solely focusing on higher end makeup in specific beauty stores where they actually can do swatches on you, do different tests, and there's actual beauty concierge people. Beauty concierge meaning people actually work there and they specialize in beauty and they actually can answer questions for you about the products. What do you need to be aware of before you buy? Or what questions should you ask? Because I feel like so many people, it's just like you walk in and be like, oh my god, Nanny MUA talked about the Benefit Roller Lash. I have to have it, okay? I'm done. Did you read any? The trick is, did you read any information on it? Is this actually what you need for your lashes? That's the things I'm trying to get at. I feel a lot of people are just throwing product at you. They're not telling you when you actually go in the store, there's a way to navigate. Because for anyone who's new to makeup, it's like being hit with a brick wall as soon as you walk in to any of those stores, because it's just so much information coming at you at once. It's cramming for a test the day before. It's not good. And if you're brand new to makeup, that is freaking scary. And the truth is, depending on the level of where you are with your makeup, if you're brand new and starting, you're not going to go into a store and be like, oh, well, I'm going to pick up this Giorgio Armani foundation and this color correcting thing and this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. Because you truly may not know how to use any of it. And you can look a million times on YouTube or anything about different products you want to use or anything like that, but the truth is, just because, we'll say this, because I know people, one of my friends specifically watched my video and then she tried to do one of my eye looks afterwards. The truth is, when she did it, she goes, it did not look like that, it looked like a raccoon. I'm like, it's probably because you didn't spend enough time blending. I skipped through a lot of the blending in my videos, or I skipped the fact that I did this tiny little thing to make it just a little bit. But it's like we look at all different products and how they're used and we're like, oh, I can just watch a YouTube video, I can watch this, I can do that easily. You have to know your limits. What products can you use, products can't use. Alright, now that I went on that little tip, let's jump straight into talking about what happens when you go into any beauty specific store. And I'll do a list on the side here while the video is going of things you need to consider at first, and then things that you need to make sure you ask questions to. So one of the first things you need to realize before you go into any of these stores is your budget. Obviously that's the most important thing, because otherwise if you don't know your budget or don't create one, if you have an unlimited budget, whoop-de-doo, grandy-doo, because everyone's jealous of you. But the truth is, you may walk out with probably about, I'm going to say, maybe 50 to 75% of the products actually work for you, and then the other half do not work for you. because maybe you just went through and you're like, oh, well, this is cute. Oh, this will work. Oh, I saw this advertised all over the place. So that, like, you need to make sure the products work for you. So, budget. Biggest thing. And the one thing about all these different stores is Ulta's great because they have a drugstore side to it, but they also have the high end. But usually price ranges for the lowest things usually range from $0 to $20, and that may get you one item, possibly two. But we'll get into that a little bit later because that's a little trick for getting around Sephora. But there's different price ranges, and when you shop online, they show the different price ranges as well. The biggest thing I have to say is Sephora is great at supplying samples for people. So pick up a sample or two. You can pick up 3 while you're shopping there and test and see whether or not a foundation works or something for you before you buy it. That's the greatest thing. And the one thing about these higher end makeup stores versus drugstore you can't really return any of the makeup supplies because they're wrapped up, they're packaged all nicely and everything else. But it's like, let's say I picked up the Anastasia Glow Kit. Yeah, the Glow Kit. I was like, is that the actual name of it? But I picked up the Glow Kit, and I've done this a number of times at Sephora. You have to also know the return policy. So your budget, what's the return policy of the store in case you didn't like it? So if I didn't like it, even though I love this palette, I love everything about it, if I didn't like it within the first week, I can go return it at Sephora. And sometimes they'll ask you questions about what happened with the product, or if you just don't, even if you just don't like it, it just didn't do what you want, you can go return it. That happens at a lot of higher end makeup stores. So that's kind of a reason why people kind of focus on shopping there. I know, what's that thing? Oh, the Dior, it's the Dior lip balm that everyone talks about. Now that it's escaping my mind. I'll have it listed on the screen about what it was, but it was the Dior lip balm that everyone talks about. It smells like a Cabbage Patch Kid doll. It's me. But I got it, and immediately when I started using it, it is such a strong rose scent, and it has such a strong rose scent, and I realized the fact that I'm allergic to rose because a couple hours after I put it on, my lips became not even chapped. They were cracking. It was hurting. They were burning. It was bad. And for some reason, I thought it was something I ate that day or something, so I put it on again. Immediately I called my local Sephora where I didn't buy it from in particular. I bought this online. So immediately they told me, yes, you can bring it back. Doesn't matter if we sell that individual product in that individual product, because that was a JCPenney Sephora store, but they would take it back, no questions asked, and give me a full refund of the product, which is great. And that's why people have a tendency to shop at these stores, is because of that guarantee. If you don't like the product or it's not working, if you have a reaction or anything like that, you can return it. Right, so budget and then return policy are the two biggest things you need to realize kind of before you shop at a store. The next thing to realize is the fact of what are your specific needs of why you're going into that store. What are you looking for? Because we all know, you walk in, you see a million pretty things, and you want to put them all in your basket. They're glittery, sparkly, matte, whatever they may be, you want them in your basket. No, don't do that. Don't get consumed by the glitter. It's so easy. Don't do it. Walk into the store, even if you're just going there on a whim, try and get in the back of your mind a game plan. What do you actually need? We always know there's 5 other things in your basket that pop out, but what do you actually need? If you're new to makeup and you're at a beginner's level, obviously I'm not going to know what's going to suggest to you to go into that store. Go straight to color correcting or what's something else? Maybe a very full coverage foundation or anything like that, because maybe you don't know how to blend it very well. Those are things you gotta realize. What's your skill level? And your skill level can determine kind of what products you actually need. And we all know it's very easy to go in and swatch a billion different lip colors, but things when you get into it, foundations, setting sprays, concealers, that starts to get a little bit more complex things, and really depends on your skill level. How advanced are you at understanding product? Do you understand how things apply? Do you understand how things will work throughout the day? If they have flashback, if they don't have flashback. There's a lot more complicated things that go into makeup shopping than just, thank you, put it in the shopping cart, okay. So going into the store with a game plan of kind of what products you need and where you are at your what's your skill level. The next thing to be aware of is that the beauty concierge at the store are there to help you. They don't want to see you fail, they're there to help you. So use them. I know a lot of times I've gone into the store and I'll just be like, no, I'm just looking, please don't help me, please don't ask me questions. But truthfully, they're there to actually help you ask questions. Sometimes you will run into these stores and there are employees that are kind of told by their boss, and we've seen it all over the internet where going to beauty concierge people have kind of like spoke out and been like, well, I left this job because that particular store was solely focused on selling a certain number of products a day and no one was actually listening to the client or something. But again, whole nother thing, I don't even have the experience to go on about that, and there's a million videos, so look them up if you're interested. But the point is, they're there to help you, and they're there to ask questions. They have to sit through all different they have to sit through all different lectures and luncheons and things of that nature to really help them understand about what new products they have, how they work, and everything else. So use them. Some of the basic questions that you can have in your head is that if you're going in and you're looking for a foundation or anything, do you want sheer? Do you want something with SPF in it? Do you want full coverage, medium? Do you want it as a powder? Do you want it as a liquid? Or do you want a stick? Like, there's all these different questions, so it's kind of like, what's the convenience for you? So if you're looking for a light coverage foundation, they can specifically target then what they feel is best, and they do the foundation test now with the 3. It's kind of weird, but also helpful at the same time, their foundation test, but it works. But those are things they can really help you with, is target the product that you actually need. Now, for things of that nature, when you start to get into these products and you say you realize you love your this Makeup Forever foundation, it looks great, like it applies nicely in the store. Seriously? Don't buy the product just yet. At Sephora or any of these stores, a lot of times they can give you samples of the product. I did this recently, I remember over Christmas time, with one of my friends who's been dying to get her hands on a Makeup Forever, the new formulation of the Makeup Forever foundation, and I told her, I was like, don't buy it, obviously. Ask for a sample of the product and they'll give it to you. Where is my thing? So basically, this is a plastic MAC container that they use for samples and everything else, but it's about this size, and what you'll do is you'll probably get about one good coverage, which is great because then you can do a full day's test on it when you need it. And they've also done that for makeup remover products, any products really that you can use in store. Obviously for mascaras and a lipstick and things of that nature, you're probably not going to, and those are things you can very well test in store. But other things, it's going to be a little harder and you want to test at home. The other thing to consider is that when you're thinking of buying a product, don't go buy it right away. Go over to their travel section or the little tree stands, usually at the front over by the register. there they have smaller items usually of different products and maybe the product you're looking for. So if I was thinking of buying the new Tarte Lash Paint, there's a smaller size that I can try of the formulation to see whether or not I like it. And I've used this on a lot of different Tarte Benefit. Before I bought the roller lash, I had a smaller roller lash I had. Test the formulation, see if I actually liked it, if it did what I wanted. But the point is, you don't have to fully invest all that money. There's smaller sizes, Urban Decay. They have this Matchbox primer water. There's all different smaller size things that you don't have to fully invest in that first one. See, like, hey, how long does this actually take me to use? They usually give you a decent amount of product. Some of the products are a little sketchy and you're probably better off buying just a full size. But that kind of gives you a little bit of leeway that if you don't like the product, then you're not fully like using all your money on it. So that's one of the great things that Sephora does. And a lot of other stores, it's easier. You're not automatically getting that cut of like, okay, well, I actually didn't like the product and I spent $50 on it. So now you're getting a little bit of leeway. These products can range from, I'm going to say about $5 to about $25, which everyone knows the price of products at Sephora. So those are pretty good prices, and they have them all online if you want to see. They obviously differentiate between different Sephoras. Some Sephoras will have more than others, but it's always a great thing if you're looking for a smaller size. I know before I invested in the Urban Decay one, the girl immediately told me, she goes, listen, go over to the travel section and find that. Those are also great sizes to take obviously on the plane or anything, so you're not gonna have to throw it out when you go through airport security. But those are some big things to consider before actually investing fully in the product. One of the other things to ask and kind of keep in the back of your mind just for your own conscious being, what chemicals are in the product? Is it chemicals? Was it tested on rabbits? So rabbits meaning, is it cruelty free? That is one of the biggest things in store, and it's sometimes what employees may not know. So sometimes that's a little thing you gotta look up yourself before you go. Always look up different swatches, different reviews on products, see the likes, dislikes, look at the comments on the actual page of the website, and look at the feedback. What are people saying? How many stars is it getting? Is it really popular? Look at all of that. So I know one person that had a very bad, Tarte is very big on having very natural makeup, no chemicals, no parabens, anything of that nature. And I know one of the girls in my design class during school had a terrible reaction to one of the products. It just did not work for her skin. It happened to be for the full coverage foundation, which there is one product in there that they use. It just had an effect on her skin. It gave her alligator skin. I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy crap. Like, I couldn't figure out what was going on. There was a whole bunch of different things happening, and she finally resorted to that was the issue. But always looking ahead of time of what actual, because I feel like it's just we see the pretty packaging or something, which packaging is very key when you're buying a product. You want to make sure it's something sturdy, that's going to last, and not going to fall once and your product's going to break everywhere and that you're going to be sad for the rest of your life. Or at least until you replace it. Drop another $20, $50, who knows. But always looking on the back. What are the directions of the product? What are the warnings? And then just what's in the actual product of how it's working. So those are big things to consider, because that's going to help you know whether or not you can purchase a product. The other thing is know your skin type. Because if you don't know your skin type before you go into a store, I feel like that's the biggest thing that I have watched and listened to people talk about, is they don't know their skin type. And you need to know your skin type before you go into a store, because one product will work for a very dry person will not work for an oily person, or saying that will work for an oily person will be extremely, like, a lot of products for oily skin people really dry them up. help to really dry them up, and it may have the opposite effect on someone who's dry and make them dry, make them more dry. But those are major things to consider. So we talked about the fact that you need to consider budget, you need to consider the return policy of the store you're buying from. You need to know about what's your skill level. You need to know what you're actually looking to buy, what's your game plan. You also need to know questions to ask the people that work at the store, because they can really inform you whether or not, like, no, the product's really shit, no, the product's very good, it works for me, I have oily skin. So it's a major thing. Probably do like a million stars next to this one, but know your skin type before you go into a store. Next, also realize before you invest in a product fully, there's a travel section, or you can get sample products of these smaller and get smaller sizes of whatever full-size product you want to really test whether or not it's something you want, you can live without or not in your makeup collection. So I kind of hope this video is a little helpful for everyone in making it a little less scary to go in the store, realizing the fact that, you know what, you can actually go in and have conversations with these people and they're there to help you, and knowing the fact that you don't have to fully invest in big products and you can get smaller sizes and they're there and they're convenient. Because I know a lot of people were like, oh my god, I don't have the budget for a full-size roller lash. And I'm like, okay, they have one for $12. Small size. It's the same purse, you can go. And people are very shocked by all that information just being thrown at them. The fact that they can try smaller products, they don't have to invest in big ones. But Sephora's, Ulta's, MAC's, all those stores are very scary at first. Trick is to breathe, go in with the game plan, understand what you're looking for, what are your needs and wants, and what are you looking for specifically to represent about yourself. So using cruelty-free products is a great thing because it shows you're very cautious about your environment, your well-being. Knowing products are vegan friendly, knowing products don't have chemicals in them. All these different things are very important to understand before you buy, and knowing if it's even worth the money, because some products, for example, I'll put a picture up because obviously I don't have it, but Hourglass sells this, it's a 6 palette that they sent out over the fall, and overall, the palette is shit. The products are great inside of it, but it's shit because you're not getting the full investment of your money. How much money it is not worth the amount of grams you're getting of each product. Consider that one. How much product are you getting for your money? I'm probably going to throw that last part in somewhere else because I completely forgot about that. About product for your money. Making sure you're getting the right amount, you're not investing in something that's shit or it's not even worth the money. So, yeah. So again, I really hope this video helped to kind of clear the air, because I know there's a million people out there that have that issue, have that anxiety when they go into the stores, that they kind of get timid and then they just leave. Or they try and shop online and then they have another issue because they can't return products, or the products just didn't work for them and they didn't know because they couldn't actually test them. So, yeah, so hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you are. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll be shooting more videos at you sometime soon. Alright, bye guys.